We're live. What's up, swimmers and swimmers? We're here, day 4 of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. I'm Coleman Hodges. That's Gold Medal Mel. And we've got some special guests coming on today to help us commentate and watch day 4 finals through the Olympics. And we've already got commenters coming in. Hey, guys, thanks for watching. Florida Gators fan says, come on, Bobby, get up and go. It's kind of a weird day. There's only 3 finals today, but there's 7 races, so a lot of semifinals. But those races, what 3 races we do have are going to be really good ones. We've got women's 100 back, which is probably one of the best races of the entire meet. We've got men's 800 free. And we've got the 400 free, the 4x200 free relay for the men. Mel, what race are you most excited for today?
Leon Marchand semifinal 200 fly.
Is he gonna?
Versus Christoph Milak.
He's entered in both. He's entered in both 2 fly and 2 breast, and he made it to both semis. I'm really interested to see how that's going to go for him if he's actually going to go through and swim both finals. I think we'll get a better picture of that tonight, but he made both semifinals. A lot of swim fans were wondering if he was going to do both, and it looks like he is.
Coach, I mean, with Bob Bowman, he has to do both. Bob's been in his ear. He's so fit. It looked to me like he was shutting down on his 400. It looked like he had his own world record all over again in the 400 IM. And about 10 meters out, he was going, okay, I'm on the awards podium. This is happening. And, you know, he pulled the gold. But I'm excited to see this double. This double is going to be brutal. It's a triple.
We don't know if, I guess the start list might be out yet, but we don't know if he is doing the 800 free relay as well yet.
I think he's going to be on it.
You think so?
I do.
Let's see if we have the entry list. I'm gonna refresh here.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Mel, you made this prediction before, so I have to ask you now: who's winning the women's 100 back in this Olympic final?
No, you know what I think?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think Reagan's going to win. I think Reagan's winning. This is what I'm basing this on. We talked to Lenny Kraselberg, leaned into his wisdom. Lenny said Kaylee looked like she was laboring a little bit. She didn't look so solid. Reagan looked smoother, more controlled, and I think that bodes well for the final. But I think he saw something there, and I was like, Lenny noticed something about Kaylee swim. It could have been wishful thinking. I mean, you know, Lenny Kraselberg is Team USA. He's going to be a little biased toward Reagan, but I called Reagan 3rd at the last Olympics. I'm calling her 1st this time.
I mean, it's not like she's the world record holder. It's not like it's a ridiculous call, you know.
You know, Kayla McEwen is so awesome. She's such a professional. She was sick and came on and did a debrief podcast with us after World Championships. And she did say, I said this yesterday, she did say, she's like, Reagan, she goes, I think Reagan will be the first woman under 57 seconds. And, you know, it seemed like she was being very raw and real saying that. So she has a high regard for Reagan.
Yeah, no, I think they really enjoy each other. I think they like each other. They have a healthy respect for one another. And, you know, I really hope Reagan gets Olympic gold for the first time today. I think that'd be really cool to see. What? It's backwards. No one can
Carson
read that.
Foster in for the U.S. in the men's 4x200 free relay.
Yeah, I'll give you all the lineups right now. I mean, that's not really breaking news, but Leon Marchand is not swimming the 800 free relay for France.
No.
Great Britain is going with their gold medal lineup. James Guy leading off. He led off in a PB this morning. First PB in 9 years in the 200 free. So I think that's a good call. followed by Tom Dean, Matt Richards, and Duncan Scott. USA leading off with Luke Hobson. Then it's Carson Foster, Drew Kibler, and Kieran Smith. Australia is going with Maximilian Giuliani, Flynn Southam, Elijah Winnington, and Thomas Neal. No Kyle Chalmers. I think that's interesting. China is going with Ji Jinji, Fei Li Wei, Pan Zhanle, and then Zhang Zhanshuo. So, I mean, I think so. We're going to see Pan swim a 200 free. That's exciting. I thought we were going to see Kyle Chalmers swim one, but I guess not.
Someone commented they didn't know I was an Olympic gold medalist. And you know what? Swimmers now look at, when I go to a swimming meet, people will be like, "You're Mr. Stewart. You're the guy that owns SwimSwam." And just let you know that those two things are not really true. There's 4 other owners of SwimSwam. And the other fact is, yes, I used to be a swimmer. But when you get old, nobody cares anymore. When you get about 12 years past it, it's over. Unless your name is Michael Phelps.
It's funny that his name is Gold Medal Mel, and people just assume that's a moniker you gave yourself for no reason. I guess that's how it goes.
I guess that really hurts, and whatever, I don't care. Let's see here. This is every time I enter a finals of an Olympic session in the evening, I get anxiety. And I get anxiety because I used to be an Olympian. I went to a couple of Olympics, picked up some medals. But what I'm feeling the anxiety with Reagan. I'm hoping that she's in a positive frame of mind, been consistent. I'm really hope she performs well and that she's happy with what she does. And I'm very nervous. And I'm excited about Leon Marchand, but I'm very nervous for Team USA in this 4x200 free relay. This is going to be interesting.
I mean, I'm calling it now. Britain's going to win.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, I think the U.S. men will absolutely podium. I think they have a really solid lineup. I love starting Luke and Carson going 1-2. Like, they're going to be out there. Drew and Kieran are veterans in this event. I don't know how much speed they have at this specific meet, but they are relay guys. They've been on this relay before. They've won on this relay, and I trust them with the back half. But it's like, we know Luke and Carson have the speed right now. We haven't seen it from Drew and Kieran yet, but I think they're going to be fine.
Let's just put it in perspective. Carson was a 143 at the Doha World Championships on a split.
Yes.
But so is his,
yes, he would.
But his 400 IM here at the Olympics in Paris wasn't quite as fast. It's like, will his 200 free be turned on?
You're talking about Carson?
Carson, yeah. Carson, we need that. That 143 is really crucial right now. That 143 split is something we want to bank on, but is it going to be there?
I think all 3 of those guys know how to get up for a relay, so I'm not worried at this point. I think he'll be at least 144.7 to 143.8. That's the range I'm giving Carson, and I think anything in that range, USA will take it. We like that. We like when Carson goes fast on relays. But men's 800 freestyle. Let's look at that on the heat sheet. Because a lot of the big players are not even in the heat. Lucas Martins missed. Sam Short missed. Ahmed Hafnaoui, we already know that he is not even in the meet, last year's world champion. But his Tunisian teammate, Ahmed Jaoudi, is second seed in the final, which I think is like how Tunisia has such a rich culture in distance swimming is inconceivable.
I don't know. I mean, coaching, talent, it's once you I also think that once people see it, once they start breathing that oxygen and they know it's a possibility, that changes everything.
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, and that seems to be the case with Tunisia. But
I'm over here on stats.
Mel's looking at stats.
I'm looking at swimming stats.
Stats.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Whiffin's the top seed at 741. Bobby Fink cruised to lane 2, 743. I think Fink wins it again. He's shown his best form all season. He's had the best in-season swims that he's had all year. And it's hard to bet against him when he had such a good world championships last year too. The two guys that beat him in the 800, he got bronze last summer. Two guys that beat him aren't even in the final. And so, especially in this race, I think he will have the front end speed to go for it. We know he has the finishing speed. I don't think anyone else is going to be able to quite match him in this field. Although I will say Elijah Winnington is having himself a great meet. He was silver in the 400, final. He swam the 200, and I think he was in the final. If someone wants to, actually, I'll just pop over here real quick.
Pop over and check it. We got to move on. We got to talk about the men's 100 freestyle.
Men's 100 freestyle semis. What do you think? What do you think, Melvis?
I think it's one of the most competitive events that we're going to see during this Olympics. It feels like it's tight heading into it. It seems like it's going to be an exciting race because Popovich and Chalmers are going to be eating everybody alive in the last 25 meters. And pretty much, yeah, it's a lot of that. I have to do those sound effects, but I get it. It's going to be a race of like, can they get out fast enough, and can they, because they're going to be flying coming home.
I love the men's 100 freestyle at the Olympics because everyone always looks at the lead up. We've seen more 46s in the last 2 years than we have in the last 10 before it. And they're always like, oh, we're going to see world records in the final. We're going to see this many, like 5 guys are going to be under 47. And then we look at prelims and, 48-46 is 16th, which is fast, but 47-57 was top seed. Speaking of 100 freestyles,
I was looking
Nathan
Adrian.
Adrian.
I was looking at the prelim this morning. I was thinking Nathan Adrian's probably disappointed with how slow that prelim was.
Hold on, let me get you guys in my. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
There we go. Okay, I gotta get you my headphones. There we go. We here?
We're here.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. Good. How are you all?
What's
good?
up?
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
So good. What were you saying? Talking about slow prelims?
Men's 100 free. 8th place is what? 48. What?
4. No,
48.
8th place.
8th place.
I don't know what 8th was.
Get to get back.
48-46 was 16th.
48-46 was 16th.
What was here's some knowledge. 2016. I think I was like 48 mid, and I was 16th going into semis.
Yeah, I mean, so it's we thought this was going to be way faster than 4 years ago or 8 years ago, and it's like it's kind of the same. But you were 16th at 48-58.
We got to give a shout out to
16th
Craig.
in prelims.
We got to give a shout out to
3
Craig.
100ths.
Craig Oppel just jumped on the stream. I'm sorry, 88 Olympic champion. So, Craig, we love you. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
See the little chat window earlier. That's great.
Oh, yeah. But I was surprised that Jack Alexi top seed, but 47-57. I thought the top seed would be a little faster out of prelims, but I guess we'll see I guess we'll see tonight.
Oh, tonight's the real deal. There's like this inflection point, and I think 100 backstroke just reached it. But those guys used to be able to be asleep. Like, basically, for prelims and for semifinals, you can talk to them too, man. They would just be like, "Oh no, our ready room is like super chill." Like, they all know the top dogs are like going to go for a walk in the park, and then everyone else is going to be fighting for those other spots. But now, once you hit that like 8 to 10 people that are capable of going really, really fast times, just call it 47.5 or faster, then it's like, oh no, like I'm actually fighting to be in the final now, as opposed to just like, okay, go through the motion, get in that final, and then see what we can do. I mean, NCAA is just kind of the same thing, right? Like, it's the same kind of like, you can't. I don't even know who can hold back anymore. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly going to be tight tonight, and like you said, I think the tension comes from when you've seen so many guys who we know can bring it, right? Who we know can really go fast. Ooh, Caitlin Sandino, what's up?
Caitlin Sandino. Hi.
Hi, friends. How are we?
Good to see
Doing
you.
great. We're just about to get started.
I'm excited. I brought props.
Love it. Caitlin, do you have an event you're most excited for tonight?
Oh gosh, 100 back. Women's 100 back.
Women's 100 back. Do you have America going 1-2?
I don't. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say that.
Yes.
It's understandable.
I mean, I would love that to happen. I mean, how iconic was that with Gretchen and Tori throwing down the 1-2? Always fun to see that. But if we could get them both on the podium, I think that would be amazing. But what a deep field. I mean, just within the U.S. and then internationally, that women's 100 backstroke is insane.
I feel like it's gotten a lot faster, a lot deeper, like you said. And yeah, I mean, I think Kylie Moss poses the biggest threat to maybe upset that two Americans on the podium. But all right, men's 100 free heat 1 about to kick off. I don't know where you guys are.
That's right. I just plopped it down. I got like iPad, iPhone going on, so dual screen.
Okay. Hold on, I have to switch locations. I'm going to see this better. Wait.
I'm looking at Chris Giuliano. He missed semis in the 200 freestyle, but I think the 100 might be his better event. He was 47.4 at trials, 47.3.
And
he's in lane 6.
I can't remember.
Is this his first year on the national team?
Second.
Okay.
He made Worlds last year. He won a gold medal a bronze medal at Worlds on the 400 free relay.
Sorry, this is a smaller screen than I'm used to, so I'm gonna like.
I'm gonna look inside your eyeball.
Okay, Maxime Grousset is out quick, as is Richards in lane 1. Kyle Chalmers is in lane 3, and we know that he's gonna have a monster back half.
Here he comes. You've got to see his distance per stroke.
All right, Nandor Nemeth of Hungary in lane 5 is actually looking really good.
Chalmers makes it so
this is
nice
tight.
Nail biting.
This is tight.
47.58. Chalmers on the wall.
Wow. So okay, kind of fast. So we've got that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
47.58.
Your screen's a little ahead of mine. I'm going off of the old YouTube TV. You're ahead of me, but man, the guy, the Hungarian, got a stroke rate up pretty high there at the end.
Yeah, he got second at the final heat. Grousset was in third. I don't know where Giuliano stands.
It's hard to delay waiting for the results. I've been having like a lot.
I agree. I was just thinking that it takes forever to throw the scoreboard up.
Yeah.
It's the
It
big
hurts.
note. Yeah, it's the big note to NBC. It's like, hey, they took the stake away, which is the time, and it seems like it'd be easy for them to put graphics up and just tell us what's going on and leave it there.
It's not usually this delayed, is it?
No,
Then I'm like,
I mean it took this till like they were walking away to see like what Murph had actually gone and then hung back.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm watching women's gymnastics when they're sitting there waiting for their score. I'm like, it shouldn't be like that in swimming. That's what's so
Right.
great about our sport. Boom, time, put it up.
Yeah, lack of
No.
scoreboard is brutal.
Right. But also they changed. They were putting like the splits and times on the bottom left hand corner for a bit, and then I couldn't see lane was at 1, 2, 3 or 8, 7, 6. You guys know what I'm talking about? But they switched that.
Yep.
So that was a good improvement because we had like some swimmers in the outside lane. I'm like, I can't see them right now. We're being covered by numbers right now.
Yeah.
This in between these two semis, Nathan, you have any thoughts on the 4x1 free?
Yeah, I mean it was good. It was good. I mean, I think it was interesting to see Caleb not go first, right? I totally see and understand why they did that. Just based off of the personnel they had there. You know, you always give a Caleb's walking into a stressful situation, knowing what's going on. Those other guys, it's their first Olympic final, so I think that was obviously the right move. With hindsight as a bias, of course, but it's hard to like give up Caleb's awesome flat start, right? Yeah, I thought it was a beautiful thing. I mean, also the guy from China, Pan, going 46 in the wave pool, pretty solid. I mean, he must be up here in the next heat, right?
He is.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Nathan, you just said you understand why they put him last. Why? I missed that part where you said, why didn't he go first?
I would think that there's something to like an experienced person knowing and not letting the moment overwhelm them.
Okay.
Going last. I think like Hunter was in the perfect spot to have the performance that he had, right? If we were maybe neck and neck with the Australians and he had to go that to touch out Kyle Chalmers by 100th of a second or something, then like that's just a different experience than being like, oh, hey, I'm third in this relay and I'm just gonna go and crush out this incredible split, you know, and then cheer for my teammate. Yeah.
Oh, his family. We have Jack's family on TV right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's had a great meet so far.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah. I think it's Caleb has been on the last 3 400 free relays at the Olympics for USA, gold on all of them. He's the only constant from those 3 relays. Like the personnel was different for the other 3 slots, which I thought was kind of incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan, have you been around Jack a lot? Like, what's his temperament? Like, from, I don't know. Like, obviously, seeing him on the pool deck at trials and seeing him on TV, he seems very mild and calm and maybe a little like introverted. Or am I reading that wrong? Or what is he like?
I can't say I've been around him a ton. I mean, I usually try to visit the Cal crew like once or twice a semester. But it's pretty calm. I mean, I'm watching him walk out, and that's Jack. Yeah, I mean, but again, I'm not in like these intense like team meetings or anything with them.
His Popovich, he's unchanged. He still looks the same. He still looks like he did when he was 16. Or is it me?
Can we talk about the 200 for just a second? Is that going to be one of the best races of the low key best races of Olympic history?
That was crazy. That was so
unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Am I wrong in thinking like I was really shocked in Luke? Like that was like a huge surprise to me. Were you guys surprised, or am I like out of the men's 200 free a little bit?
I've been impressed by Luke ever since I saw him make that adjustment in NCs. From when he went out really fast, died, and then he came back and set the record. I thought that was like really shows a lot of maturity as a swimmer, and he's still like a relatively young guy. So it kind of in my head, I was like, oh, ceiling higher. Like he's got a long way to go. But it's still like, you know, if I was betting, I'm not sure I would have put him.
Yeah.
There.
I was watching it with husband last night, and he's like, not, he only knows swimming through me. And I'm like, oh, this is, it'll be like really a surprise if we get on the medal for this. I was like, oh my gosh. My husband's like, he's going to do it. He's going to win it. I was like, oh my God. That was insane.
But, and then like to have Pop go out like he did, or like make his move, and then Luke pass him, and then Popovich repass Luke and get the touch on him.
That was a lot.
Alexei flipped at 22:58.
He looks strong.
You're about 6 or 7 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah.
At the end of this race, refresh.
No, they're on the West Coast.
Is generally a little slower.
Yeah, West Coast gets it. That's
funny.
Last.
All right. Looks good.
Okay, it's good. That's good.
Pan touched first, 47-21.
Popovich was second, and Alexei was third in the heat. So he'll definitely make it in. I'm guessing Chris Giuliano's in too. I think it's going to take under 48.
What's up, Barry? Good to see you, buddy.
He does. Yeah, Bell's got the secret stream. No kidding. Perks.
No,
the perks. Be Mel.
Most of the people we've had on the West Coast, and they're consistently behind.
I'm watching it on my TV. Nathan, you're watching it on your computer, right?
I got an iPad and I got a iPhone in front of it.
What
do you think about these skinless models here?
The graphics?
Yeah.
These graphics are horrible. I thought after a couple days they'd just drop them.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking that, I was thinking with today's technology, maybe we could have stepped it up maybe a little more than those. But, Craig, I just saw your question. I don't know. I think there's like a little extra strategy. Nothing crazy though. I mean, here's the thing, man. I guarantee you, if these guys could choose, they would all choose to be in the outside lane, especially in the 100 free. It's not going to happen, and I don't know if no one is brave enough or like precise enough to go a time that they're like, oh, I'm for sure going to get 7th. Right. Yeah, but I mean, with more shots, like as tiring as if managed well, like it doesn't make you more tired. It just gives you like another opportunity to get to know the pool. Like every pool is different, especially in the 100 free. Like the wave that hits you is at a different time based off of every single pool. So the more shots you get at it, the more you get used to when that's going to happen. You might make a little adjustment that's like, hey, I usually do 6 kicks, but if I do 7, I'm going to break out underneath that wave. It'll go so much better. So the more shots you had at it, the better. Usually, at least I got better through the 100 frees through a meet.
That's funny. I was doing a little web series with Brendan Hansen over the weekend for the Speedo camps, and we were talking about that. Like, if you could plan it perfectly, lane 1 or lane 8 is where you want to be. However, do you risk that? What are the odds you can plan it that perfectly to get that outside lane? So it's just like the risk is just not worth it.
Not at all. Not at all. I wish that they would just let you I wish there would be some trial meets where they'd let you choose. You qualify first and you get to choose. And there's there's like a whole thing. They make a show of choosing your lanes, right?
Yeah. If you're seated first, you get to pick your lane first. If you're second, you get to pick second. I like that idea.
Like a draft.
Yeah, for your lane.
I like that idea. Wow, USA Swimming, take note.
Yeah.
Skinnier swimmers. That's an interesting question. I haven't thought about body types affecting the ways affecting. I mean, wouldn't you say technically a lighter person would get shoved around a little bit more? I'm not scientific enough for that question. It's an interesting thought.
It's a reasonable, totally reasonable thesis there. I just don't know.
It seems like there's been a few data points of this. Like I think people tried to assert that with Popovich, when he like won his world title, but he was way off his best time, or like in the Olympic final in Tokyo when he got fourth, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Or with Eamon Sullivan versus Alain Bernard. You know, Eamon had clean water in the semifinal when he broke the world record, but then in the final he didn't get out, and so then he was, you know,
Dude, we gotta get
pushed
some
around a little bit.
stats on this, man.
I know.
Talk about
like
like
what Barry
percentage off
just
your
said.
best time to kilograms or something. I mean, what are the has anybody spoken with the breaststrokers?
We talked to Bria Larson earlier in the week.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to, but she didn't seem to think it made a whole lot of difference or think about the depth of the pool. During
I have
the
a hard time believing that there's not something systematic based off of those 100 breast results.
Those results
Right?
slow.
I mean, that's like that's a pretty wild like statistic anomaly. If all those swimmers in the world are just like, oh, I just missed my taper.
Right.
We've been getting emails from every person who's ever been a swimmer sometime for 1 year or through NC2As or that are data scientists, and they're all sending us data. And the data is saying certain events are freestyle is fine, but the stroke events have been slower. But they're saying it's sort of like at this point in time, at this point in the Olympic schedule, it looks like it's about even compared to past world championships. So who knows?
Oh, okay. I'm a believer in data, so.
Well, we don't know yet. We need more data. We need more.
More.
As far as the breaststrokes go, I can't help but think like so PD tests positive for COVID like the morning after. He probably didn't feel great the night like before. So let's just say
that's a good point.
he was sick.
What a confounder, Caitlin. You should be a public health professor. I mean, that's good.
I'm just thinking he probably didn't feel his best the night before. So
and I mean, he was in the ready room with all those guys. Like, who knows?
Well, he also, like in his press conference that night, his voice was very hoarse. Like really? You could tell he was like already sick.
Leon Marchand is swimming the 200 butterfly, the greatest swimming event that has ever been invented in the sport of swimming, and he's in the lead. Right, Caitlin knows.
Yes, I know. I'm feeling it.
He's also right next to his Arizona State teammate, I guess former Arizona State teammate Ilya Karoun of Canada, who's in lane 4. Leon's in lane 3. There's Bob Bowman watching both of them. Whew, Leon looks good. Yeah, he looks as smooth as butter.
He looks really relaxed.
Really easy.
Oh man, Leon, go easy on him, buddy.
154. What's he gonna? He's gonna go 153 plus.
Not in his hometown.
122.8.
Is he going to be at 152 in a semi? Is that necessary?
Is he know semis?
Shut it down. Shut it down, Leon. Shut it down.
He looks like he's shutting down a bit, don't you think?
Yeah, he's stepping off the gas.
He stepped way off the gas race. He was listening to us. He listened to us.
He did.
He's coachable.
Oh my God, he's timing this so perfectly.
He just remembered it was semis also.
That is the easiest 153 200 fly I've ever seen in my life. Watch him turn around. His heart rate's 55.
He's just ready to go great.
He looks a little winded, but yeah, he was ready to give France a good show.
I know, I love that.
Do you think he
not the adrenaline behind the block? No wonder that first 100. That probably felt so easy to him, just from like the adrenaline. The like crowd cheer, like the crowd was just pushing him easily down the pool.
Right. He definitely got into the first semi of the 200 fly on purpose, and he definitely got into the second semi of the 200 breast on purpose. That's Bob Bowman magic right there. It was all planned.
He's just that good. I know, seriously, he's just that
Just
good.
went live on a report. Bob Bowman, despite slow start to Olympic swimming, Bob Bowman expects world records to fall in Paris. So that post 400 IM conversation with his coach was like, next time break the world record.
How long do you think Estonia's having, by the way? I mean, how big is Estonia? What is their population? It's not huge. It's like 1 million or something. I think they might have just thrown their second person into a final.
That's pretty cool. Good stat. Look at you, Ben. Like that?
1.3
a couple
million
Estonian
in
roommates too, so
2022.
I'll be
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so Luca
Yeah, they are
is
having a
not
good meet.
in. Is that what I saw? Like 17th? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, Luca just missed it.
Oh, heartbreaking. But we have Thomas in here. Okay.
Yeah, I think
So,
by
in
like
your
a
guys'
10th,
experience, how have you been like consuming the Olympics? Right? Is it like 11:30, drop everything, do it, or is there like busy days where you're like, and then how are your friends consuming it? Because I've been interested in this.
That's a great question. So I was in like Arrowhead over the weekend visiting my sister, but I was doing stuff for USA Swimming with Brendan. So there's a lot of overlap. So I recorded it and watched it with my family, which was really fun. And then yesterday, kind of bizarre for me, but I actually helped at a football camp for college teammates. And it's like a give back mentoring program for our youth and a little motivational speaking and stuff. So I hit record on that too. My husband can't watch it during his work day. So I record it. He comes home. We have a little like appetizer and then we watch it together. And then today has been like gymnastics, soccer, swimming. Like I am like, you know, those memes that are going around like, sorry, I can't work today. Like watching Olympics all day. Like that's my day today. And the rest of the week, it's kind of like that. I have some like random things that I'm doing. I really enjoy watching soccer with my parents. My mom was my soccer coach growing up. So like we have like this soccer bond to it. And then I really enjoy watching swimming with my husband, except he asks so many questions during it. I'm just like, I'll tell you at the commercial, you know? It's so funny with him. Like he is a huge fan of swimming. He was a football player, but he's just really appreciates swimming and he loves to swim. But I mean, and he's not a guy of a lot of words, but I swear you turn on the Olympics and he doesn't stop talking or asking questions.
That's really funny.
Nathan, okay, wait. How are you watching Olympics, Nathan?
11:30 is actually a good time for us. That's we're running lessons from 9:30 to 12:30. 11:30 is usually a pretty calm slot and everything's kind of smooth sailing, so we can at least throw it on. So I can watch it. I can watch it live. I have a hard time watching stuff recorded because I know I can fast forward through some of the like random commentary, so I feel like I miss out on some of the shots or like some of the. I mean, even that was like watching Chase with his dog. Like I would have fast forwarded through that and not know that Chase was with me.
Just being honest.
I mean, I love. I mean, I don't know. There's just so much that goes into it, and there's so much like to watch. I definitely like consuming it live. And then I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my engagement is more, but I feel like there's just so much more. Like there's just always something on, and with all the different NBC channels, I can tune in. Maybe I just didn't see that as much, or my TV wasn't set up as well for Tokyo. But I'm really liking it.
Well, you can't open social media with like being like, okay, I recorded it, but you can't open anything social media because you're gonna. I mean, mine is just saturated at every single aspect that you can imagine. Nathan, I feel like you and I are like the only people not in Paris right now, so all of our friends are like posting everything, and I'm like, all right, well, this doesn't really work if you're just gonna. You have to like literally. Like,
I can't even look at my phone, Caitlin. People are like, I usually text with like 3 or 4 people like live, so if I miss it live, it'll be spoiled.
You'll hear about it.
Spoiled.
Yeah. I had to text my mom yesterday. I'm like, Mom, I'm at a football clinic. Don't text me anything. And she's like, okay, thumbs up. You know, my sister's like, oh, I'm so nervous for Lily. I'm like, shh. That was killer. That was killer.
I'm watching it now, and I'll watch again tonight when my wife watches it. She'll sit on the couch, and she will consume everything in prime time. She's like, this is how I watch the Olympics. So she's the boss. So I watch the way she watches. And then every so often I can get her to stop and like pop over to ping pong, table tennis. I like watching table tennis. Love table tennis.
Ping pong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Roommates in 2004, the table tennis team.
That's cool.
What's Milak going to go here? We spent a year with everyone saying that Milak is not training. He's not doing anything. I totally think it's a rope-a-dope. I totally thought it was a lie. I totally thought it was he was just, he was actually fine. Even if he had a bad Olympics, he'd go 151, 152.
53-0. That's what he's going right here.
You're feeling pretty confident about that, Coleman. I love it.
I love telling this story because it was it was so striking in the moment, and now I can look back and it was funny. I was at Mare Nostrum this summer, or in May, this spring, and so was Christoph Malak. And he swam very well there. And so I walked up to him at one point because at Mare Nostrum, at some USA swim meets, like there's the person running media, and like they'll bring you athletes to interview. At Mare Nostrum, it's a free for all. You just walk up to people and ask them, "Hey, do you have 5 minutes to talk?" So I walk up to Christoph Milak and I was like, "Hi, Christoph, I'm Coleman." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I work for SwimSwam," and he was like, "What?" Okay. And I was like, "I work for SwimSwam." And he's like, "SwimSwam?" And I was like, "SwimSwam." And he's like, "Oh, SwimSwam." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I have nothing to say to you. Goodbye." And turns around.
Huge fan.
Can't blame him.
And Milak just did it too again. He touched in 53.3 on the way out.
Barry thinks, or Coleman, Barry's on your same page as far as this time. And like, to me, Barry knows everything. So Coleman, you got like pretty good shot here.
It's like I think he has such a mastery of this event. Mel was saying like he'll be fine for months, and we kept reporting on what the Hungarian media was reporting, which is he has turbulence, he has mental health issues, he's out of the pool, he's not training. Mel kept saying like he's fine. He could add 3 seconds and still win. And I was like, I don't know. And then I saw him at Mare Nostrum swim, and it's like, oh yeah, he's fine.
He's good. I think Thomas looks good.
Thomas does look good.
His brain is wired to go 150. 152.72 in the prelims. Coleman, you're wrong by 3/10. You're garbage human being. I will say this.
This is why Christoph Milak didn't talk to me.
Christoph Milak, he looked labored. He looked a little labored to me in the last 75 meters. And Marchand looks like he swam smoothly. He looks like a water spider.
Oh, shoot. Did Thomas get in there? So I'm so far behind you, I feel like, Mel. They just finished it on my TV.
We'll take.
I think Thomas was like 5th-ish, and so I don't actually know if he's in or not.
Anybody in the comments?
55 in prelims. That's not. Your first Olympics. You need to turn it on a little bit more than that.
Shoot. Okay, question for you. So I had a buddy reach out to me who's really involved in the gymnastics world. He was like, "Hey, has Italy always been this great in the pool?" And I'm like, I feel like they've always had like a handful of standouts. And now, because for them, the Italian gymnasts all of a sudden are like really good, and they haven't won a medal since, I think it was like 96 years or something. Would you guys think that's accurate for Italy? I feel like they've always had a couple like shining stars. That wasn't like a super deep roster. Would you say?
I think that's fair.
Right?
I feel like they've always been good, but not super deep.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the 2 guys who have won gold medals for them have also been part of a medley relay that won a gold medal at World Champs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think both of the 100 back and the 100 breast were such tight races. It's like and Chacon and Nicolo have both been world champions in that event, in their events.
Coming back to 200 fly, Heilman did not make the final. Yeah, it was 154.8, which is solid, but he's going to be disappointed.
Did you say 10?
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
It took a 154.6 to make it. Estonia. He's in there.
Nathan's stopping on
the up, man. They're on the up and up.
So here's the thing. We watched Marchand. We watched Milak. I thought Milak would win the 200 fly. After seeing them both swim, I think Marchand is going to beat him. I think he looks too controlled and easy, and I know he's got a big 450. Yeah, and Milak looked a little labored. He had like a hitch in his stroke.
Home court advantage. I mean, honestly,
there's something to be said about it. There's something to be said about it.
I mean,
it'll
especially
for us in 4 years.
I was going to say, come on, LA 2028.
After those videos of the 400 IM where you have 17,000 people cheering on every breaststroke.
So rad.
You can hear it on Butterfly too.
Loving that. Loving that. So good.
Yeah. So
I mean, I think there's something, I don't know, when you talk about Italy and France too, there's like something to be said about a pretty engaged audience too. It was always fun to swim in Italy because people were into it, you know. We got like Filippo Magnini on like Armani billboards on the drive to the pool in 09. It was insane. It was so cool. And like just everywhere you go, they just knew their aquatics. And like, I don't know if you guys saw it, was kind of sad, but USA got beat up pretty bad by Italian water polo too. Like they're pretty good at water polo. Yeah. So they just love their aquatics.
I like in other sports, I didn't even realize the US can lose, you know. I feel like that's like kind of the American mindset. Like I just assume we win everything.
America.
I mean, it was group play, and I think the women's water polo lost to Spain, which is
wow.
It was group play again, but you know, you want to see Maggie Steffens go in there and crush everyone like always.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
Oof, yeah. Women's 100 back are marching out now.
Yes. Does anybody know if the pool deck's super cold? Because those jackets that we are rocking are big all winter coats.
This is like Iceland, yeah.
That's a great question. Great.
Because everybody else is wearing windbreakers, it looks like, and we're like in the Winter Olympics.
Well, Reagan Reagan loves being warm. Like she wore like gloves at that San Antonio meet, right? There they are. There's the gloves.
She's rocking her mittens, yep, and her Uggs.
I'm so nervous right now.
Oh, she saw someone. That's so cute.
But I mean, I'm guessing it's not warm. I don't know.
Because at trials, it was hot on the pool deck. Like I was sweating profusely.
Oh, really?
It was warm. It was very warm. You were down there with us. It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. I mean, you were full of energy too. You were giving it to the crowd there, which was awesome. So you were a little hotter than a lot of other people.
Gosh,
Caitlin.
Yeah.
I'm glad your voice is back. I was heartbroken for you the night of trials. Your voice was like, I need a break.
I know. So I went straight to urgent care when I landed on Monday, and he's, oh yeah, you have laryngitis. Here's some steroids. And I was like, So that was perfect timing. I've had that once in my life, once in college, and then Olympic trials. I've only been looking forward to that for 3 years.
So was that like unrelated to you yelling at trials?
He said it like usually comes from using like a vocal stress. So
they're in the water.
Oh,
they're in the water.
You're so much. You're going to be so far ahead of me.
Don't ruin this one for me. Don't call it out when you see it. Give me the 6
Reagan's
seconds.
in the
lead.
Okay. Wow. This is.
Wait,
it is tight. Oh, it is tight.
Stop it. They haven't even left the blocks yet for me. Okay, here they go.
I won't say
I'm at 25
but
meters.
Man, it's tight.
Wow, this is not what I expected on the first 50.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
It's all happening.
Ooh,
it's all coming together.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Fire you.
You guys. I can barely hear Rowdy in the background screaming.
That was pretty dramatic.
Mel.
Yeah.
It's dramatic. Look, I'm not saying anything.
Oh, I'm
Can we
guessing
talk
we're
yet?
second, third?
Can we unpack this? There's a lot of emotions I have to process.
We're second, third, huh? Oh, wow. What's her time?
Unpack it now. Unpack it for me.
57:33 on at the touch. She closed in the last. It looks like, whoa, look at her. Wow. She's
Kaylee McEwen won.
Kaylee McEwen won.
Kaylee McEwen, gold medal, defended her title. Reagan Smith second, Catherine Burkhoff third.
Catherine Burkhoff third.
On the podium.
David Burkhoff. The Burkhoff backstroke dynasty. You got to feel good about that. But McEwen, she defended her Olympic title, and you got hats off to her. We love her. She's a fantastic ambassador for sport. Great interview.
Wow.
But she closed. Did you see how fast she was coming home? Did you see how much she closed in that last 15 meters?
That's what she does. That's what she did in Tokyo. That's what she's done. You know, that is the McEwen special.
Holy
Yeah,
my
no
goodness.
kidding.
She knows how to hit
With a
those.
sesame seed bun, she like freaking closed that thing.
Sesame seed.
Sorry, I'm dropping a McDonald's reference from childhood when I get too excited.
Sponsored by.
Is Nathan too emotionally distraught? Did he have to jump off?
I think so.
I guess so.
Bye, Nathan.
He couldn't handle it.
All right, I'm
But
watching
57.33, that's an Olympic record for Kayla McEwen. 57.66 for Reagan.
Okay.
And Burkhoff in third, 57.98. Boom!
Oh,
Kaylee
wow.
slapping the water.
Oh,
Dang.
wow.
Defended her gold.
How does she look? Does she look happy?
Reagan looks happy.
Okay.
I'm guessing she's relieved. I'm guessing she's happy that Burkhoff got on the podium too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to give a shout out to Oppel again. Oppel is in our feed, 88 Olympic champion. His roommate in 88 was David Burkhoff.
Oh, how cool is that? That's awesome. We were worried about you, Nathan.
Yeah. My own you went out on me.
We thought you were upset.
Yeah, we thought you couldn't handle your emotions over this.
I mean, I can handle them, but I'm sad about it.
You guys smile. I'm gonna take a screenshot of us.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't work. That's funny.
I wanted gold for Reagan, but
of course.
I did too.
It's her second podium in a row in this event. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah. It's not bad. But wow. All right, now we're at a commercial.
Wait, Mel and Coleman, I mean, Caitlin, you might know this too, have ratings at at least preliminary ratings for these Olympics come out yet?
Apparently the viewerships are up, is what I've heard. Have you guys heard the same?
That's what it feels like in my little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
They're up over the we had the pandemic Olympics was a little bit mad.
Yeah.
And so I think we're
weird. What were people doing? You know?
That's a good point. But I think I started tearing up listening to the French people cheer for Marchand, right? So there's just something so emotional about that. And France is getting it done here, which is kind of, I don't know. It was just so quiet and weird.
Oh gosh, your Wi-Fi. Are you leaving us again? You're chopping.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I think you're good. Everyone's coming on clear for me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jenna.
Yeah, it also seems like what Peacock is doing with the broadcast, they're just feeding you constant sports, right? Like if you clicked into the swimming channel and then we get to see the awards podiums, but if you just click into the main feed, they'll go swimming, basketball, soccer. They'll just feed you finals and finals and finals.
Right.
I
think there's they've done a good job of getting some pop culture in there, which was always a thing, right? But it was completely missed with 2021 without the audience there, but with Flavor Flav and Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg and the whole crew.
Yeah.
It's very and the social media, all the influencers that they have there. I mean, I feel like influencers that are in the sports world that are there.
What was it? It was a 31 share for 2012 London, and that was a high. Kind of makes sense after Phelps 2008. Anticipation for the next one. And then we dipped. It was cut in half. It was half that size by the 2021 pandemic Olympic. So we're covering. I'm just wondering, how do we compare to 2021? How do we compare to 2012?
That's true. I'm looking at the men's 800 free finalists right now. We got 3 heavyweights in lanes 2, 3, and 4. Bobby Finks in 2, Greg Paltrinieri is in 3, and Daniel Whiffen is in 4. This is going to be such a good race. I really hope they don't cut to commercial.
I know that would be killer. Please don't.
Whenever I
don't.
go to do like my talking things, I'm like, I swim all the events that they like cut to commercial during. So that's what I literally, yeah, those were my races.
Swim all the events they show half of.
Yeah.
Dude, I would show up for national team events or whatever, for Pan Pacific Championships, World Champs, whatever. They'd leave 200 butterfly off the press release every time. Like nobody cared. No one cared.
Wow, Fink, great start.
Oh my gosh.
What was his reaction?
Really exploded off the blocks.
Seriously. Okay, Fink is like actually going for it though. Elijah Winnington is out really fast. He was a silver medalist in the 400 freestyle, so I think, and he's going to be on the 800 free relay later tonight.
Oh.
So he's working on his front end speed.
Oh, I forgot about that relay too.
How much
Giuliano's got a long day if he is swimming. He's swimming that relay in the morning too, right?
Giuliano's not on the relay tonight.
Okay,
He was on it this morning.
Got it.
But they subbed out 3 guys from this morning.
Wait,
Thank
so
you.
who's on it for us, Coleman?
Luke Hobson, Carson Foster, Drew Kibler, Kieran Smith.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, by my calculation, really solid silver medal squad.
Okay.
Which is, it's great. And I think they could compete for gold, but Britain looks really good.
Very good.
Really good. At the 150, Winnington has about a body length lead, but I don't think that means much with 650 meters to go.
600. Oh, I love it.
Okay, so they're not cutting to commercial, but they are showing pictures of, I think Bobby Fink is a little kid, and then they're only showing him swimming.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's kind
I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
Little Nirvana cover of the baby doing this thing. So cute.
All right, so at the 200.
Oh, sorry. Do you know what the turnaround time from the 800 to the 4x2 relay is going to be tonight?
That's a good question. I've got the schedule in front of me. Let me look.
Oh, we got 2 breasts. Okay.
So this is at 3:10. The relay is about an hour later.
Okay. I haven't seen how long these ceremonies are taking. I haven't seen any ceremonies on my coverage, which has been a bummer.
So I think that's, if you're watching on like the main Peacock stream, if you go to if you go to the individual sports and then go to swimming, that will show the medal ceremonies. Cool. Like it won't cut to soccer or basketball.
Got it.
Things happening.
Did you guys notice? So last night they took this beautiful picture of Emma, and her medal, the way it hit, was silver. Like looking, and I was so confused. I'm like, I swear she won bronze. And I kept looking at the picture, and like her boyfriend retweeted it. I was like, why does she? And I was like literally going to bed super confused. Barry is about to text you because I'm like, Barry will know this. And then I did more research today. It's the way the light hits the bronze medal. It has like a silver tint to it. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not. Go back. The Gators posted a picture of Emma. I'm like, she's wearing a silver medal.
Yeah, I was seeing that too.
You saw that too? Yeah.
Photographic upgrade.
Yeah. We'll take it. Yeah.
We'll say bronze, but okay.
Yeah.
Fink is already making his move at the 400. Yeah. He's gonna flip. I mean, right up with the leaders. Oh my God! They just cut to commercial.
Oh
no!
Oh my God! I'm on the direct feed too.
What?
What is going on? How did they do that?
Come on, NBC. It's just getting good.
That's funny. What are you guys watching that full screen commercial? Because I'm seeing Bobby and I'm seeing a Target commercial in my corner.
Oh yeah, I see the Target.
Yeah, I've got a full screener.
Okay, I guess West Coast is coming through for us, Caitlin.
Gosh dang it. Have you guys flipped at the 400 yet, though?
I think we're at 450 now, but I can't tell. It's like teeny and
Oh my god!
Teeny and hard to
Insurance
see.
Yeah.
ads.
but I mean, yeah, there's a group of them. It looks like 4 or 5 of them right there.
I
Okay.
think a lot of our commenters are with us. They're getting commercials too.
So at least they're showing the race.
Greg
Blame
Opp, blame Rowdy.
Poor Rowdy.
We know if Brownie
It's
was
not
in charge, there would be no commercials.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And
It's
swimming
not
would go for
Rowdy's.
the full 2 weeks. Basically feels like it.
Give that
You
man.
know, I
That's,
can't wrap my head around swimming being the second week for LA 2028. Like, I keep thinking about that. I'm like, that's so weird to me. And I know we have 4 years until it happens, but
I didn't even know that.
yeah, because of the SoFi Stadium,
Yeah.
the setup for,
Oh,
is that right, guys? The opening ceremonies, they can't start the next day.
oh, no way.
It's gonna
I
be
don't
the
think-
Oh, that's so weird.
That's going to be. Here's the thing. I think we've benefited greatly by
Really?
being the first sport.
yeah, yeah.
Because how people watch the Olympic Games. It's new. They start off. They're excited. They see swimming first.
Yep.
And it dips. They'll check in for results later on. But I think swimming's benefited from it.
Well, I mean, you
And,
look. I mean, not to be like biased here, but swimming first week, gymnastics first week. For me, I love water polo, soccer. Like, you have a lot of the heavy hitters, and then track and field is kind of like the solo superstar. I hate to say that for like the second week. I just think it's so front loaded with like the really popular sports, and then like track and field is kind of like that long savior that comes in that everybody's still somewhat excited about. But I feel like people bounce in and out with track and field as well. But I mean, it's a long 2 weeks to stay tuned in. So I agree with you, Mel, for sure. Because I get a little like burnt out after a bit. I'm like, okay, let's change it up a
we
bit.
need that. We
Oh
need
my
that
God.
first week.
What's happening?
Greg Paltrinieri is now almost has a body length lead.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
geez.
guess he made some kind of move.
Yeah,
he's
he did.
moving
He
now.
did. The
He-
three are separating themselves.
Great.
Oh, wow.
A 25 coming home isn't going to win this thing, buddy.
He's
Yeah,
he's,
no.
he's gonna have to make a move on this last 100 for sure.
Yeah,
Whiffen is in second right now. He looks great, but dude, look at the old Italian man
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
it done. Italy.
Italians, I told you. These Italians.
Right. Yeah. Man.
No, it doesn't look like Fink has another gear.
Shoot.
But he's starting to gallop a little bit coming into this
Okay.
last turn.
Well, let's see if the
Yeah,
big, see
he's
what the big
searching
legs.
for
Right?
it.
He's seeing the big legs here.
Oh,
Oh, whoa!
Oh!
Shoot. I'm so
I was
far
wrong.
behind right now.
I
Fink is
mean,
coming
Caitlin,
home.
I'm there with you.
Are you
Fink is doing
727
it.
right now?
Fink
730
is
meters?
doing it. He's passing
I'm
Paltrinieri.
flipping right now.
I don't know if he can pass Whiffen though.
Oh, wow.
But he's getting
Right
close.
on.
Oh my god, no. Whiffen's got it. Whiffen's got it. Fink's in
But is he
second.
gonna get second? Oh, here he comes!
Second.
Nathan, he's coming!
He is. He is.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. See, 800s are exciting.
They were. That was an exciting one.
I mean, this was a great race.
I imagine Santa's distance.
Wait. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I mean, there was like 5 different leaders in this. I mean,
Yeah, that was good.
a
That's
lot
the kind of
happened.
celebration we want to see. There we are.
Nathan, I feel like the celebrations have been lackluster so far. I want people to
Yeah, I kind of think so. I mean, you just want Olympic gold.
Yes.
Ride it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. You got an engaged crowd too. Like, it's so cool.
And even the
Look at
silver and
me.
bronze medalists, you guys are allowed to celebrate too. I feel like I've just been seeing like not a lot of emotion. It's like let loose, man. And
They're
medals are
overtired.
medals.
They just did an 800, guys. Come on.
No, I don't know all. Even those sprinters,
These are distance swimmers. The
they
distance
can do
swimmers,
this.
they earn their medals, Nathan.
I see you did that.
Fink was visibly not pleased with that result, though.
What's his time? Like, is that time not good for him?
Well, I think he just wanted to win. He was 7:38.7. I don't know.
That's a good
In
time.
the
actually
last
noticed
split,
those times.
I would like to know what they got home in that last 25.
That's really fast, though. Whiffen on his last 50 was 26.9. Fink was 26.4.
Yeah. Fink starts sooner.
Mhm. Mhm.
You need to work on that 6 beat for the last 100. You got to switch it up. Cheryl asked a good question. She said, "Why is Team USA?" I'm paraphrasing. Let me read. It's in here somewhere. She was asking, "Why are we so weak? Why does Team USA seem weak at this Olympics?"
I don't think
And
they seem weak. I just think other countries are really building momentum. I think other countries are catching up. I don't know if we're weak per se.
Yeah, that was a big paraphrase. She said, "Why isn't USA Swimming the powerhouse it used to be? Seems like they are falling off quick."
Or
Which
why are they weak?
that doesn't seem like.
Why are they weak?
Coleman's trying to speak a little bit kinder. Mel's is breaking it down.
Well, I'm just reading the question as it's written. I don't think it's a good question.
It's a great question. It's a good question. I think that, we were so dominant for so long. I think people get used to Team USA being dominant.
Mhm.
And we've been dominant, and the rest of the world is catching up.
Mhm. I agree.
And that's not a negative thing. That's a positive thing. Although I do like to see Team USA get on the podium a lot more. But we knew this was going to be.
Hold on. You would like to see Team USA get gold more. We can't get on the podium much more than we have already.
That's a good point. Yes.
We've just only won 2 gold medals, but I
I'm
mean,
sorry. When I say
got
get
a
on
lot
the
of
podium,
hardware.
I mean top the podium.
The top of the podium.
Top the podium.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Nathan, I pulled out the 2004 flag that I had, and I'm just like was looking at all the names on that team. I'm like, holy, like, what a team, like, and I just think like 2004, 2008, like 2012, there was a lot of like the same names, and I feel like right now we're in this. You call it a building year, a transition year. Like I feel like that 8, 4, 8, 12. You had is it like consistent veterans maybe, and I don't know.
That's how I landed on explaining it too when people ask me. I mean, it's just like you look at who it was. It's just like you had the Natalie Couglins, you had Aaron Pearsalls, you had the Brendan Hansons. Like these, I mean, I honestly, when I explain it, I'm like, I give a little bit of a bias because these are my heroes. Caitlin, you were one of my heroes too. You still are. But like, it was dominance from an individual perspective that then like we had a bunch of them, and then we continued that at the highest levels. And there was a lot of individuals that were dominant, like in that 2004, 2008 time. And then 2008, 2012, 2016, we had Brian and Michael. Like, if we didn't have like, it's just like there was almost like this automatic factor to it happening. And then everyone else just kind of played their role, and we would have these extraordinary performances. But like, yeah, I mean, to Mel's point, like the rest of the world is catching up, and it's just like Ryan and Michael, like the fact that we had 2 once in a generation athletes occur at the same time, like that kind of, I guess, by definition shouldn't happen at the same time, but it kind of did, right? It's almost like we wish we could have spread that out a little bit more, so the USA could have had a little bit more of that individual athlete being able to dominate for a long time.
Yeah. So Z, I'm curious. Are you saying our swimmers were better or stronger at trials? Every time our swimmers look weaker than trials. Trials needs to move to match. So our swimmers.
He's saying we should have trials in March.
Oh, got it.
March. Yeah,
It's
just have like
insane.
Oh, I can't agree with that. I think the Australians transition to doing what we do, to go with a hot hand. There's just too much that can happen in one season to make it not work.
My trials was in February. Olympics in late July, and the truth is half the team performed, one half of the team didn't perform. So clearly people made the Olympic team and went, I'm an Olympian for the rest of my life, and then they sort of dropped off, and the other half performed. But it's I think that's always sort of been the calculus. It's always been like in the data, and they want to have more control over they're on, like, our athletes are turned on now. Let's take them in and have them race.
You guys, look what Tim
Closer
just
to the
said.
big event.
NBC's Mike Tirico just said the bus had no AC today. Today it was like it was like going to be close to 100 degrees, I think, there. And I'm hearing the bus ride is taking close to 90 minutes. Are you guys still hearing that? Oh
Yep.
my Lord.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about one of my buddies texted me talking about the AC situation as well. Not great.
Gosh.
A lot of complaints.
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, we also heard of athletes moving out of the village and moving into hotels closer to the pool for that reason.
Oh, really?
I have read that,
Yeah.
but I wasn't sure who was.
We reported on Korea, on South
Okay.
Korean swimmers specifically doing that.
I would if I could. Jeez.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
What about for 28? What are we gonna like? I'm curious how USA Swim. Where's staging camp gonna be for that week? Because we've never had to deal with this, right? Of like, we've always kind of been able to like lay low in Croatia, right? Enjoying that, and the rest of the world is laying low still. But like, how to manage the emotions of the Olympics actually happening and not get caught up in that, not look at the medal count and like feel some sort of extra pressure from that as you're leading into the week before the 9-day competition. Like,
right.
That's going to be something that we, like Team USA, is going to have to manage really carefully.
Gosh, that'd be interesting. They'll probably be at Cal.
I mean, Stanford probably has more hotels.
And be down in SoCal-ish.
Yeah.
I was thinking there or San Diego. Like, isn't there the training center in Chula Vista?
Oh, Chula. That's
but they don't have that pool's not spectacular, is it? Wait, they don't have a.
Would Irvine be an option? Could we figure out how to stay in Irvine and like keep the athletes like isolated enough that we don't? It's not a big deal. But like I think just the overall energy and the atmosphere down there, it's gonna be a lot and awesome. And I'm gonna freaking love it. Guys, do you guys feel the same way as me? Where like I'm more excited about this Olympics than any Olympics because in my adult life, like this is the one that I've watched the most. But like I feel like this is a warm up for 28. Like in terms of like my own personal like excitement, it's I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like out of control. It's like so exciting.
Wait, did I just say you're warming up because you're going to start training for LA 2028?
We've got commenters asking. They want to know this.
I mean, I'm not gonna let Matt Grievers beat me in a 50 free this year again. Okay, I'll put it that way. If he gets his trials cut, I'll get mine too.
I feel like Phelps teasing that he can make a comeback too, and I think even Schmitty kind of like threw up a tease.
Oh man,
what's been going on in that camp that we need to know about?
Phelps is the
Soka.
Go ahead.
Nathan, did you train at Soka? That would be a cool pool for them because that's a little bit more isolated.
Where is that one?
Like more in Newport Beach on this beautiful coast. I think Nova does use it. Yeah, Nova group uses it. That could be a good possibility. I know my mind's like turning here.
Yeah, no, that is a great idea.
Nathan, 2028. See, it's already trending. Let's go.
I paid to watch Adrian Griever's 50 free. We should bring the 50 free shootout back.
We should do a shootout. Would be fun. That would be fun, like an old man 50 free shootout. See what lactic acid does to almost 40-year-olds.
What was the Matt Biondi Tom Yeager one called, Mel?
That was just Dash for Cash, but it was on network television back when we had 3 channels. And even it was a 2-hour show, and they raced to Mark Spitz.
Look at we already have people paying for the Nathan and Reverse 50 free. Phil said he can
Let's go. Let's go. We'll have to arrange it.
Bring them all back. That's amazing.
Rose Bowl Aquatics, is that too close? Pasadena too close?
That's where we did 2000. That was so awesome.
What pool is Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl is like Pasadena. We did our 2000 camp there. It was super well received. Great vibe down there. I really enjoyed having our training camp there. That's a really good idea with Rose Bowl. And they have, beautiful facilities, so many pools to choose from. Pretty close to LA. There'll be a lot of, I wouldn't be surprised if they might have some things out that way for the Olympics. That's the thing. Everything's going to be so spread out, right? I mean, you got some stuff like in Idaho or something, or Iowa, or isn't that right? Isn't there like a sport like over there somewhere? There is.
It sounds right. Jenna Chan is saying Caitlin for 2028. 400 IM cut.
Bless you. Yeah, those 400 IMs are hard to make comebacks. And I can honestly say I have not swam a lap for over a year. So training starts this weekend. Just got some new goggles coming in. I have a lake swim for charity in 3 weeks. So I thought maybe kind of get the toe back in the pool a bit, go from there.
Caitlin, why don't you swim?
Okay.
You know what? That's a great question, Nathan. I don't miss it, and I don't enjoy training by myself. I feel like I can't really push myself hard enough to really get a workout from it. I have my guaranteed that I enjoy. And then like on a super girly side, I enjoy not being in the chlorine. I enjoy not getting my hair wet. I enjoy my skin being better. And ironically, even though I'm in beautiful Southern California, pool space is hard to get here. And when I do go to like these like community pools, I can just smell the chlorine and the chemicals, and it's a huge turnoff for me. So that's where I'm at with it. I love to I go to the beach a lot. I jump in the ocean a ton. But other than that, it's not my thing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. It is the pool situation is shocking.
It is, right?
It is so difficult. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but
softball open. That was helpful. Softball is out in the Midwest, and I think there's other canoe, salmon, and surfing. Surfing is in Kansas. Thank you. I'm not knocking Iowa. Not at all. It's a beautiful place. Great facilities.
Surfing is in Kansas. That's a joke, that was right?
Good. Yeah.
I have a question. When is the okay? Where are your Olympic medals, and when was the last time you actually looked at your Olympic medals?
Oh, I brought up to the football camp yesterday, and the kids were freaking out.
Oh.
So it was really cute. Mine are in my sock drawer. What about you?
Sock drawer. I haven't seen them, and it's probably been 4 years.
Really? You don't
4 years?
Events or anything?
Yeah, I don't sleep with my medal, Nathan, like you. I don't sleep with my medals.
No, I feel like I've seen your medals in the last 4 years.
Mine are in a closet, similar, but we had a barbecue on. We had a barbecue at our house on Friday, so people asked, I brought them out.
All right.
Fun fact: Jessica Hardy was going to join us today as well, but she brought her Olympic medals to her preschoolers class yesterday and got sick.
Oh no!
Those germ buckets, I tell you.
So kids, am I right?
Mom
life. Yes.
And you probably feel that too, huh?
We're in a good streak, but I just fully expect that call it October, from October to February is typically a cycle of sickness in the Adrian household.
Yeah. Well, you probably at work too, and all the kiddos at your clinic lessons, right? Is that they cancel your lessons? Probably get canceled a lot. Just goes around. I was working at a school.
Caitlin, what? I didn't even feed that to you, but you just gave me an awesome plug. We haven't had to cancel a single class this summer because we did such a great job of getting enough instructors.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's huge.
Our instructing staff is phenomenal this year, which is super awesome. But I mean, you're right. If to have 8 classes, you gotta have 12 to 15 people ready to go. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a lot. Maybe good for you. That speaks volumes, truly. Oh, they're interviewing Bobby right now.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I've got my volume turned off. Oh, they're patching him through to his sister, I think. That's so cool.
No, he's watching his.
Fun fact, Bobby Fink's girlfriend and I are from the same club team. I coached her. I coached Bobby Fink's girlfriend.
You coached Bobby Fink's girlfriend?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did she swim, Coleman?
She was a breaststroker. She's from Columbia, Missouri, as am I. She swam at the University of Florida, which is where they met.
Okay.
And they were freshmen at the same time. And I think they started dating freshman year. and
Oh, wow.
they've been together ever since. Yeah.
So cute.
So shout out to Ellie, who I believe is in Paris watching Bobby.
Oh, good.
Ooh, women's 100 freestyle semis.
Okay.
I'm looking at
who's
Gretchen
this?
Walsh behind the blocks. She's so freaking tall.
Tori, they were showing. Tori looked
Does
really.
anybody know her wingspan?
Wingspan? A lot.
Long.
I have to,
She's 6'2", she's 6'2" or 6'3".
probably 6'2". Yeah.
I'm 6. I am just a hair under 6'2", and she's taller than I am.
Wait for
really?
it. Says Gretchen Walls height 6'1". Ding 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 ding.
So it's looking
I remember
like
seeing
Mel's
them.
just a hair under 6'1". Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Look at Mel's
I
trying to
was
get
in the back of Golden Goggles. I don't know, was it last year? I don't remember. But like it was like Gretchen and Olivia and like Alex and all of them were in heels, and it was just like, holy cow, these girls are all so tall. It's awesome.
I actually have a funny story about you, Nathan. Nathan, how tall are you? 6'6".
I'm like 6'6".
Okay, so my 2016 Olympic trials. It was the first swim meet my husband's ever come to. We get in the elevator, and you're in the elevator. And my husband's 6'3". He was a big football player, and like to me, like bigger than my husband. And then you got in with Pete and I, and you made Pete like tiny, and even Pete's like, I just felt really small in the elevator, and I was like, I know, you're so tall.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Gretchen was out 25.5 at the 50 and the 100-meter free, and
she's
faded
looking strong.
big
There.
I love her underwaters. Sorry,
I
I'm
guess
delayed.
you're ahead of me, Mel.
Yeah, she faded.
Yeah,
Faded in the last 20 meters.
she's
Wow, Howie, the last 5 or 10
Come on.
meters. That's really good.
Mel is shrinking.
Yeah.
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 We got
where's
to
the
the
I'm sorry.
guys?
I was wondering if Gretchen would recover after, I think she anticipated winning the 100 fly. And I was wondering how that was going to affect her into the 100 free.
What did she just do?
53-1. She was 53-18. She was 4th in that heat. That gives her a solid chance to make it back to the final.
Okay.
Fourth in a semifinal is just painful. There's another flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 3 women in that heat were 52s. Siobhan was first. And then, Gretchen is 4th at 53-1. So, not bad. That's right on her best.
How old is Gretchen?
She's going to be a senior, so she's 21,
Yeah.
I believe.
Jenna?
Olympians, which is more soul-crushing, getting 2nd or getting 4th?
And then she says, or getting 9th. Probably getting 9th. I was going to say 4th for sure, because 2nd, you're still on the podium. I like my silver medal. Silver medal is my most precious one to me. But 9th would just be, that one would hurt. What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, I agree. I think 9th is definitely the hardest. Yeah, I've got 4th before. It wasn't at Olympics, it was at World Championships, but it was by 100th of a second. And then 2nd was 1/100th of a second faster than that, and it was over 10 years ago. So yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
I don't think about it ever, though. Really.
I got in trouble for frowning on a 4x2 relay back the week after 3rd. I was pulled into a meeting with the coaches, and they're like, "You've got to stop frowning. You look like a sourpuss." And I'm like, "Well, we lost."
Yeah. That one bummed you.
I think that's a good point, Mel. I think there's I don't know, discuss. How about we discuss that little point there? Because I think there is something to be said about like accepting and being okay with disappointment. And like there is like the human nature of being like, hey, we have a prefrontal cortex. We can hide our emotions, and we can put on that smiley face and talk about how proud we are to represent USA and all that good stuff. And I feel it. I genuinely feel that. But like, we want gold, man. like I do think that's one of those dual natures of like the beast thing, where like in order to get to that top level, like and Eddie would talk about this all the time, right? Where it's like he's had a lot of people who like to win, but the ones who go on to be Olympians are the ones who hate to lose. And like I think now that I've been working with like more kids, and I kind of see like in lessons or teaching them how to swim or things, it's like you got to figure out what motivates them, and the ones that hate to lose are the easiest to coach by far. It's like, hey, you won't lose if you do this. Boom, they make that switch. The other ones are like half the time they're going like doing a flip turn under the flags while I'm giving them technique work, right? So I don't know. I think that there's something to be said about that, Mel. And I hate like the idea that these people are like sore losers, or like them being flamed, and it's like this big like one-liner on like a NBC Sports or something, because like, man, they just dedicated their life to this, and if something would have went slightly different, they maybe would have experienced a different outcome. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Anyways, Tori, by the way, one of the most beautiful, in my opinion, like I remember watching her prelims of the 100 fly live at trials, and I was like, oh, like from the start, it looked robotic. Like she was just trying a little too hard. The first 25, just like, we all swim fly, like what it feels like when you're just trying a little too hard. But then the like adjustments that she made through all of these races that she swam, it's like beautiful. Well done by her.
And I think if you ask anyone about Tori specifically, they're going to tell you she's a racer. And like she knows how to step up for the moment. We've seen it at NCAAs. We've seen it at prior international meets that she's competed at. Like she is good at embracing that moment and getting her hand on the wall. So it was cool to see her bounce back from a 4th place finish in Tokyo to a top on the podium here.
Yeah, absolutely. So to that, I'm going to make this point really quick. To that point, I think the natural reaction to being a racer is go out fast and win, right? But we all know like 100 is when you got to start using that strategy, and being able to like reel that instinct back, but still let it go, that like and harness it is like, oh man, it's fun to see. Really fun to see this.
I am so happy. We got heat 2 of the women's 100 free semis in the water. I'm so happy that we have the world record holder competing in this event. We didn't think she was going to. Sarah Sjöström of Sweden. She's had the world record for 7 years.
How old is she?
She's like my age.
Oh, okay.
No, I think she might be like I'm 35. I think she might be like 33 or something. Maybe if only we had the ability to check.
I can't check right now.
No, wait, no, you're right. She is younger. She is quite a bit. Wasn't she 16 in 2009?
That sounds right. 16 or 17. Tori Husk is about to win this heat.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Going for it.
Oh, but then she gets 4th. Oh my God.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, she had a bad finish.
And
I'm like at 15 meters right now, having a hard time, like seeing her in the lead, having a hard time believing you.
Believing that, yeah.
All I'll say is this: Gretchen's 8th. Gretchen is in the final.
Good.
Okay.
Good. I hope she can pull a good swim together. It'd be awesome for her to get on the podium.
But not for Tori. What are you saying, Mel?
Tori's swimming to win, buddy.
Wait, remind me, because Kate was in this, and when she declined this event, Gretchen got bumped in. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. That's right. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. A very tightly bunched field.
Jeez.
We've got in the final, we've got Siobhan Howie, Shayna Jack, Molly O'Callahan, Yang Jun Xuan, Merritt Steenberg, and Sarah Sjöström, Tori Husk, Gretchen Walsh.
We got 2 outside lanes?
We got 2 outside lanes.
Give those girls the medals now. Let's go.
They heard us.
Excellent.
Plan it. Get in those lanes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Roll back the tape to Caitlin talking about how that'd be a big risk. Good.
Yeah,
it's gonna pay off.
So
Big risk, big reward.
Wow.
What's the saying?
How do we
Safe
feel
money.
about Kate Douglas's choice to not swim the 100 free?
I don't know. I wanted to see her in it.
I
just
want
don't
to see her in
know.
it too.
Free. I want to
Yeah.
see something free.
And it's like, if you do it at trials, I know Katie dropped the 200 free, but if you do it at trials, like, I don't know.
Well, isn't there the?
I don't know. When is our next race?
That's what
Tomorrow.
What's the time? Tomorrow. 2
So
a.m.
tomorrow morning is the two breast
Two breaths.
prelim semis,
Well,
and so
now,
it would conflict.
now knowing
If I'm being honest,
they get
knowing that it takes an hour and a half to get to and from the pool on a no AC bus, that might change the calculus a little bit.
I literally was thinking that. I heard somebody was saying they're probably not settling into their beds until close to 2 a.m. Especially if they got drug tested the night before.
Yeah.
There's no food at the
Right.
dining hall when they get back. So knowing that, did she know that going into this? I don't know. I had already heard that transportation was going to be a big obstacle. I mean, they knew this a couple years ago, but the accommodation side of things looks less than ideal.
All right, here we go. LA 2028. We're going to get a flying car sponsor, and we're not going to have any of these issues. Some startup is going to just go through the roof with this awesome flying car, battery powered.
I wish
you heard it here first.
Yeah. I like Barry and then Jenna was bringing this up too. So what do we do for a medley relay?
The women's medley relay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's
Social is 31, almost 32.
Billy, Gretchen, Tori. If you want to go that route, I think you could slot Kaden in the freestyle also, but that seems pretty straightforward to me. Yeah. I think they go Walsh on butterfly. I mean, Husk split 52-0 on the 400 free relay. Seems like a good solid anchor to me.
Yeah.
Was she the fastest on the relay?
Yes, she was. But that's interesting, right? Because Kate won the 100 free at trials, which would kind of traditionally give her the spot for the medley relay, but then she ceded her individual spot to Gretchen. So it's like between Tori and Kate, who what? I don't know.
That is tricky. I bet that'll come down to event order.
I was gonna say, and everybody's schedules, yeah.
But Kate certainly seems like she deserves. I mean, it's just so complicated now with it. Yeah, with the medals too, but certainly deserves a chance to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Kate, for context, Kate led off the 400 free relay in 52.9. Tori split 52.0 on the third leg. Ooh, yeah. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
I know.
That's a lot. I for one am glad Kate didn't swim the 100 free.
Really? Because of her schedule?
I am. She was 52. Her best is 52.5. It's a tight field. I think she has a great shot to win the 200 breast and the 200 IM. And I don't think you mess around if you can go for 2 gold medals.
Walsh has a 53 before.
I think that's a good example of a transition and kind of like the paradigm shift from the 2004, 2008, 2012 mentality too, right?
Yeah.
Like they would have just gone for it. But now, I mean, it's probably the right call.
Yeah, that's what. Because it was so funny last trials. I had no idea about like the roster number and the time.
People can get left off the team.
I was like, when has this ever happened? I felt like I didn't know swimming when because that was never an issue because we had so many people that swam multiple events and not just like 2 events, like 4 or 5 events. And that it was mind blowing to me. Like I think it was like Brendan was explaining it to me. I'm like, huh. And I'm like, and there's a cut?
And like how like the priority in like the round robin of how they take like who takes like the first person, the second, that whole thing is so complex. Could you imagine having to sit in a room and hash that out?
Oh my god.
Oh,
You're a stats
Mel would have voted for 200 butterfly winner being first on the team, and the second place person being number 2 for sure.
It's so true. Okay, because now, yeah, if you on the first few days of trials, if you're second place in an individual event, you can't even celebrate, right? Or you can't even like you're not even sure if you're on the team until day 4 or 5.
Yeah,
You don't even.
It's reasonable to celebrate, but yeah, you're not official.
Right, but I agree it's reasonable to celebrate, but you saw a lot less of it from those second place finishers because they didn't know, which sucks, right?
Totally.
It's like they that moment in the pool of like splash the water, fist in the air.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
I forgot about the mixed medley. That's still so like crazy to me that we're doing that in the Olympics. So what do we do?
I can't believe they added that, but not the 50s of stroke.
Yeah.
Or a 4x50 freestyle or medley relay. You want to see lane lines getting buried by wake? Let's do that. That would be insane. It's so fun. You guys ever watch European Champs when they do those 4x50 relays? It's sick.
Oh, that's so cool.
So cool. So cool. What did France's 4x50 relay was just like absolutely epic. I don't remember what year it was, but they almost averaged like 20 points.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they could have picked a lot better things, especially because the 400 mixed relays were introduced in 2015. So they were not well established. And then like less than 5 years later, they get added to the Olympic schedule. Yeah.
I think skins in the Olympics. Let's get things real exciting here.
Okay. I always thought skins meant you're like in a practice suit, which I think is what we all want to see.
Yeah, why is it called that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Isn't skins a thing from don't they play skins in golf too? I don't. Maybe the genesis is the same coming from there. I don't know.
There you go.
What's that? What, Mel, do you know?
I just know that it comes from golf. I'll look it up. Here's the thing. We're obviously you put a ball in this conversation and nobody knows what to talk about.
I can do football. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you guys
but not the Olympic kind.
Does anybody in this group know if men won 2-0 for men's soccer today? Let me see here. Men's soccer.
Oh, I don't.
I don't know.
And women play tomorrow. Women look so good. Okay.
That's a good question. PD having COVID, do we know the stats and they think? I mean, this is like they're all oh man. It's crazy.
We reported.
Is that going to affect things?
We reported that 2 American athletes tested positive for COVID, David Johnston and Luke Whitlock. A Romanian athlete tested positive. I know there have been other athletes from other sports.
Do we know protocol?
So the U.S., we reported, and this is coming from USA Swimming, there's no official protocol. They don't have to wear masks. They don't have to, I don't think they have to quarantine, but they're allowed to, they're doing they're encouraging athletes to do whatever they feel comfortable with and safe with. The 2 American swimmers who tested positive are quarantining in a separate hotel.
Okay.
David Johnston still has the mile later in the meet, so I think he's hoping to recover. He's also entered in the 10K after the fact. So
from the sin.
The triathlon,
it's not. The triathlon's not. They're not going to swim in that river.
Do we have a backup plan for open water? Is there a different location?
We reported that there was. Okay. It's like an aquatic park, which it's like, why not just move? Why is this plan B? Why is this not plan A?
Yeah, seriously.
Plan A right now.
Seriously. Okay, thank you. Men were 3-0 for soccer. They advanced to the quarterfinals for the first time since 2000. Woo! Let's go.
Go USA.
I know. I was wondering if Luke and Johnson were roommates. That was my first thought too. I'm like, are they roommates?
They were sharing a suite with some other American athletes.
Well, I would not wish COVID upon anybody, but at least they're in a hotel now. It seems like that's the place to be. Oh, maybe it's closer to the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a bummer. Bring back the plunge for distance. I think that's a
We're
good
still
idea.
we're still dealing with positive tests and talking about COVID. Even after the 2021 Olympics, it's sort of like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this might become the COVID Olympics.
yeah.
Where everyone's getting COVID instead of being hindered by its existence.
We're not going to know.
Yeah, if you got standing room buses with no AC,
Yep.
for an hour and a half, I mean, you gotta think that, like, how could you not be exposed at some point? But yeah, we'll see. TBD. TBD. I mean, I was definitely very exposed Thursday and Friday. I mean, it's someone that I worked next to for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Tested positive. Fortunately, I did not get it.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
Yeah.
All swimmers who have not had good finish. Luke, David, Hunter, Thomas, all swimmers who have not had good finishes in races.
That's true. I mean, Thomas Heilman didn't have a terrible finish, but he did miss the final, as did Hunter. Hunter had a great relay leg.
That's true.
Do we know if Luca's feeling okay? I was surprised not to see him in semis.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think he was 17th by like a tenth of a second, which is obviously unfortunate.
That's hard to tell.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, he also took his race out very fast and was 32 on the last 50. So that he went from first to fifth on the last 50.
Are you guys watching prelims live, or you throwing it up on the?
I didn't watch it
when you wake up. Okay.
I just look at our live recap.
I go to SwimSwam when I wake up, and I go through the live recaps, and I get that. So thank you guys very much. I'm not a morning person, so I will not be waking up early to watch that. I had a hard time. I was up kind of early the other day, and I couldn't find it. What channel is it on for prelims? Do you guys know?
I just
pressed the button on my YouTube TV that said "Record all Olympics," and then I go to my library, and then that's where I find it. Thank you, Mr. Hubba Bubba. I appreciate it.
I think that
sometimes I have like delusions of grandeur where I'm like, I'm still that strong, but then I remember all my friends who have like torn labrums and things from going too heavy on weighted pull-ups and not being prepared for it. So I don't know if I still got it.
Are you still lifting heavy?
Heavy is relative. I still lift for sure. I go crazy if I don't lift and work out, man. It's no good.
I mean, you look like you did when you swam.
I don't. You know what? One of those iPhone throwbacks from 2017 popped up. And it was the first time that I showed Hallie a picture, and she was like, "Oh, you look young there." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I know. I know."
Ouch.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
So I was a little bit worried about Marshawn coming back for his 200 breasts, but I feel like he's had forever. He could have a croissant. He could take a nap. He could warm down.
Shake some more hands, more hugs. I love how engaging he was with everybody.
That was awesome.
He played to the crowd, and that was very cool to see. Are you guys looking at watching the 200 breast right now?
Mine has
I'm seeing tennis. Are you?
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. They
Okay,
just
it's
switched to
flipping
the
back.
pool.
It's flipping back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They're just zooming in on empty blocks.
No. Okay.
I'm watching
Okay.
a,
I like
I'm
it.
watching a produced piece by Elizabeth Beisel,
Yeah.
Oh,
which is, I'm wondering why she hasn't been on more of the calls. Why aren't they using Elizabeth Beisel more? I don't understand why. I thought she was extraordinary
Yep.
with play-by-play.
I thought she was awesome.
I agree.
Yeah.
Whoa, was that Nathan that I just
What?
saw a flash of?
Ooh.
I think they used you behind the blocks.
Oh yeah, that is me. Lane 5, 2012. It was me.
We know him.
Beisel's doing the Phelps flap. What a pro.
That was a bit of a flat start.
She swam the 400 IM, Mel. Come on.
Where's the little
Oh.
That's awesome.
All right, finally we get back to some race action. What are we going to see here? Coleman, you got any predictions?
Marchand's going to cruise. So 209 was the top seed out of prelims. Marchand's going to cruise to a 207 mid and be second or third. I think Stubblety Cook, Matt Fallon are going to be in there with him at 207 mid. And that's what my spidey senses are tingling and telling me.
Have we seen any podium situations? Speaking of Stubbly Cook and Chinese swimmers, has anything happened yet? I haven't seen any of those.
No.
Okay.
Ryan Murphy was exceedingly cordial to Zhu Jiayu, shook his hand, smiled and laughed with him.
Yeah.
I think that's the Ryan Murphy special.
Mhm.
Not many other Chinese swimmers have been on podium. Zhang Yufei was bronze. I don't think there was. So no, to answer your question, no, that we have not seen anyone protesting on a podium yet.
Got it.
But
how do we feel
to your
about Corvo? How do we feel about Corvo representing Netherlands?
I think about what?
Casper Corbo
Mel?
representing the Netherlands.
That.
Yeah, Mel shaking his head.
What's why Mel?
I'm not sure I
Explain
understand
yourself.
it either.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? Don't ask me. Ask an analyst.
I mean, I would need to ask him why he feels that strong connection to the Netherlands. I thought he was born and raised in Oregon and went to Texas.
That's correct. I'm fairly certain he was a dual citizen.
I understand.
Yeah.
I totally get that. People were trying to convince me to represent Hong Kong. I would have came away with some serious cash if I did.
That's right.
Anybody who has dual citizenship, you understand it too, because it's like you're not going through U.S. trials. You're going to taper once really well, and your performance individually could be far better.
I mean, you know what, why Matt had the chance to do it, but he didn't.
Who did?
He won gold for Team USA, Grievers.
Where's he a dual citizen?
He could have been. Both his parents were Dutch too. He could have represented Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he is. I don't think he has citizenship, but I think there was a reasonable path for him to get it.
Who's the age group swimmer? Kai what?
Winkler.
Oh, Winkler, yeah. Germany.
Winkler. His father's they're German. His dad's a former supermodel. Did you know that?
Did not.
I mean, they modeled when him and his brother modeled when they were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you would notice his father if you saw his face. You'd be like, oh wow, that's his dad, because he's in all these ads.
Oh, that's cool.
That you've consumed for the last 2.5 decades.
Yeah, I'm not saying I blame people for taking that route. I just didn't find it personally appealing.
Mm-hmm. I think I can see. I think it's great for Casper if that's what he wanted to do. he's also, he did his 4 years at Texas, and now he's training and living in the Netherlands. And
which is very different.
personally,
That's a fair follow. Yeah.
personally, I think that's awesome. Like, I would love to have that opportunity to have a reason to go live abroad. I think Santo Condorelli is the most interesting man in swimming because he is Mr. Worldwide and has, represented 3 different countries now. Yeah. So I like it personally. With Kai Winkler specifically, it was so shocking because he competed at US trials, and then we didn't realize that he didn't make the team at US trials, but he got the A cut in the 100 fly. And so then he was able to go represent Germany, and no one realized that or knew about it, but obviously it had already been worked out. But now he gets Olympic experience, and then he might come back and then represent US in 2028 or go for the team in LA 2028. And I think that would be really cool to have Olympic experience already heading into trials in 28.
Does that take away from what being an Olympian for your country means, though?
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that.
That's how I feel.
Because I'm not an Olympian for my country. You guys are.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Hey, Kai is an astounding talent, and I think we're going to want him swimming for Team USA in 2028.
Agreed.
That's what I think. And he's a great kid. He's going to swim at NC State. I guess you guys mentioned that. I saw Craig Oppel. Are you joking? You could have swum for Iceland?
Iceland. How cool is that? Is that true?
I mean, let's bring Craig on here. I mean, I think that's another interesting perspective to have. Like, I don't know. I don't. If we haven't lived there, and I get the culture aspect of it, especially if you're raised in a household where maybe both parents are from there and really instilled that culture, and maybe you even visited a lot. But the switching back and forth thing, or maybe using it as a contingency to not making the USA team, that's where I'm like not overly excited about it. And I don't have the words to necessarily explain why. But like your peers didn't have that opportunity. It just seems odd.
You think it's privilege? You're dancing.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Go.
No, this is just, and here's the thing: you had the option and you didn't take it. So that's probably why you have some.
I'm not sure. I didn't even explore that option.
You didn't look at the prize money. You didn't look at the prize money. You didn't look at the medal. The money you get. It's good. What is it? It's what I mean.
Just saw it. It was a lot.
Is good.
How we got 192.
It's like $1 million if you win gold.
Oh, that's not bad.
2028, Nathan. Woo, woo, woo. It's already trending. Hong Kong. In LA. See, there you go. Your 2 roots come together.
Oh man.
I would say thank you, Sean. That's very sweet of you. It was like one of the coolest, most amazing experiences, and it was a huge honor to have that role. So thank you, Sean.
Aww. I understand Nathan's point about it not having a cultural tie somewhere or having a contingency plan. But I am in favor of something that just brings people international experience or gets people out of their comfort zone or like that's the point of Olympics, right? Is to bring people of all cultures together. And so I'm in favor of any option that gives people a way to have an Olympic experience and get to go mingle with peers from all over the world. So I definitely hear you, Nathan, but yeah, I'm pro people going to the Olympics under whatever banner they can.
I'm going to spin my theory out here. I think that they changed the lineup for Marchand, and I think they slowed this meet down. I think they sped everything up and they're slowing it down and they're pacing it so he can get as much rest as possible for the 200 breast double.
Man, people really didn't like that. I love it.
They didn't like what?
I think it's great. Bob Bowman lobbied to
Oh,
the
yeah.
200 fly and 200 breast were right next to each other in this session, and he lobbied to have them separate or like further apart,
Yep.
which I think is fine. I don't have a
Why?
problem with it. Why what?
Why do you think that's okay?
Because Olympic lineups are arbitrary. They're made up anyway. So
Right.
it's like if I have a reason to lobby for, like, anyone can go lobby for, like, and say, oh hey, I'm a swimmer and I'm doing these events. Can we make a change? And honestly, he is the champion of a home Olympics, and I want to see him do well.
He's out.
So just from a personal standpoint, I want this for him.
He's out in a 28.4. 50.
Freestyle?
He looks really good. No, he looks really good.
Shin Hai Yang is in an outside lane 1, or no, lane 8. And he is also out. He's the world record holder, and he is out quite fast also.
I hate to admit this out loud, but we're at the 100. He touched in a 0085 at the 100 meters. I actually am very happy that World Aquatics didn't remove breaststroke from the schedule and give it to artistic swimming where it belongs. Watching the final.
Oh my god, that is so good. I'm gonna send that to Brendan Hansen.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Can we cut and paste that?
I want to put you in perspective, Hansen.
Oh my God, Leon looks so smooth. And he's only half a second behind world record pace at the 150.
How's Matt doing? I can't see my screen. I think we missed our other swimmer too, didn't we? Josh was in the heat before. I don't feel like we gave him any love.
Matheny, he got 4th in that heat. I think he's going to be, 4th is stress. Matt Fallon is not in the top 3 here. He might not be in the top 6 here. He's trying to get in there, but
okay, shoot.
Ooh, it's close. Marchand wins handily.
208.11. You were close, Coleman. You said he'd be at 207.
Yeah. Matt Fallon is 10th. Josh Matheny is 6th.
Oh, wow. Like talking about like the dominance that we used to have, like the 2 breasts, the 2 fly, like we had that. And that's when people are asking like, oh, why is the US falling off? It's like, we always had like our people in those events,
You need to, there's something that people need to think about. And that's something that we experienced as Olympians, but it's like we had our peers who would go to Olympics and they would not make it back. They would not make it into a semi or into a final. And it's interesting because they had to process these emotions at this big pinnacle moment in their life. And they couldn't go anywhere. Like they had to go to all the team functions, and then they were stuck there for another week. And it was my heart went out to them because I'm like, this would be a tough place to be if you're really unhappy with your performance.
Right.
It can be an unhappy Olympics.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. Sorry.
Man, Leon looks good. The world record holder, Chin Hai Yang, tied with Matt Fallon for 10th. He is out of the final.
Ooh, interesting.
That checks out, doesn't it?
Can we do a lobby for every international? Actually, like every meet like senior nationals or above having the finish cameras and at high speed. I mean, let's just do it. Let's figure it out. It's so good. Such a good camera angle for those finishes.
Ooh, we're getting back into this dispute. Realistic Delinquent says changing the order for one swimmer is unforgivably unsportsmanlike.
Interesting. Well, I think my thought was like, what if the order was, what if a change in one order was to benefit Leon Marchand, and the change and then leaving it the same was to benefit Michael, like at Michael in his prime, right? Like, and then where does it be? I'm sure. I mean, the layers of governance and bureaucracy, I'm sure there is a method to like actually making that occur. But like, that's where it gets a little weird. But I also appreciate Coleman's like swim fan mentality to it, right? Right?
You want to see the best.
And even when you're talking about the nationality discussion, I thought that your your internal coach was coming out, trying to get the swimmers like the experience of the international meets, and I appreciate that. And even when I think about it more, sorry, I didn't even mean to bring this up. It just happened. When I think about it, I'm like, it would be a discussion if that was on the table for Parker, for example. I don't. It would be a discussion, and I don't know where it would go, but like we would. I don't know. I brought it up not because I have strong feelings one way or the other, but I think it's an interesting thought.
Well, so Craig Opel commented as to the nationality discussion. Fans should also, Craig Opel. Fans should also want the fastest swimmers to increase interest. If you want the best swimmers there, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then what Michael just said, I was just thinking that too. It's like, okay, then we could have, we had this big discussion. Should Kate Douglas win the 100 free? Go, Mel.
How do you guys feel about, okay, we're the United States. We go to Beijing in 2008. We swim the finals in the morning.
Oh.
And the prelims in the evening. But we do it so that we can show that finals back in the U.S. soil. That seems really unfair.
No, I don't like that.
That seems really unfair. Now I appreciate it. That's cool. It's like it's good for us, but like it feels like the Olympics is global.
Yeah.
If I'm a host nation, I should be able to run it the way it's run.
Yeah.
I'm just like I never really sat well with me.
I agree with you there. That should not have been the case.
Yeah, if you're Chinese and you're hosting the Olympic Games, it's like and you're being forced to run it in reverse. I don't know about that. I feel like that's I'm all about Team USA and I'm all about our coverage, but it's like I just feel like I don't feel like that's in the spirit of the Olympic Games.
Well, are we supposed to be putting our athletes first too? I mean, as an athlete, Nathan, you swam there, didn't you?
Oh, China? Yeah.
That had been a total mind, physical, emotional challenge. I mean, I don't feel like that's putting the athletes first either.
No, certainly not. But I wasn't like, I was a relay only swimmer, hoping to try to get on that final. I mean, Rio, you're talking about getting home at 2 a.m. That was Rio too. We were getting home so late. That was crazy.
Here's the relay.
I mean, but like even the pro swims in 2008 were prelims in the morning. So, it was opposite. Prelims at night, finals in the morning.
Yeah.
It was, like to prepare the athletes for it, and it was such
many different layers. I think is the important message that I'm getting away here, right? I mean, just Craig mentioning that sports is entertainment. That's fair. We need the investment to grow it. We saw what some investment did when we see a pool in the Lucas Oil Stadium too, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Looking forward to 2028, wherever that lands. It's going to be awesome.
Seriously, yeah. I don't think we're ever going back to not being in a football stadium for trials.
Have you guys heard any rumors where trials will be? Because I feel this time last year, but it was only a 3-year difference. I had known that we were going there. I haven't heard anything about trials.
It makes sense that we would go back to the same venue because we've done a dry run and there were mistakes made. We don't know if it was profitable. We're not experts at ticket sales. There was a lot of dissension in the community. There was a lot of fighting between leadership and coaches.
Oh.
There were a lot of bumps in the road on the way to trials that were unnecessary.
Chaos.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're in the water.
Notice lane 0 is being utilized.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So we've got nine teams in this because there was a tie for 8th. I don't think so.
I swam the 4x2, and I can tell you that when you're going third on a 4x2, it's a long time to sit behind the blocks.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
You better know your race strategy too, because like there's no context to what's going on. Like that's hard.
You have the emotion of walking out for an Olympic final, and then you stand there. And it seems like an eternity with your heart rate at 90 beats a minute.
90, dude. Oh man. You and I mean, I was like sitting down at like 140. I could feel it in my ears.
I swam the 205 finals, got fourth, going back to the fourth.
Oh,
Was really pissed about that, and then was the anchor on the 4x2. And I was sitting behind the block. I did the walkout, and I just went and I sat back. Natalie gave us a pet talk, and then I just sat down far away. I needed that time, Mel. I needed that time in between.
Yeah. All right, that's good. It worked out for you.
Is that why you anchored, Caitlin? Because they were giving you more rest time?
Good question. I don't know how that went down. It was a lot of it actually. It's a really cool story. So Lindsay Banco was supposed to be on the finals of that relay, and she wasn't having the best meet. And she's like, "Caitlin's swimming great. Don't swim her in prelims. I'll swim prelims and see how I'm doing. Save her for finals." And then Lindsay didn't swim well in prelims, so she wasn't even on finals with us. Like I just think it speaks volumes to Lindsay Banco. And so I don't know how the coaches decided that, to tell you the truth. I had never really, that was my first international relay, was there. I just think I was on fire that meet. And I think going back to putting Natalie as the lead is just like what you do, right?
Are you?
Who led off for Team GB there?
But
James Guy did.
James Guy.
Guy
that's
just
a good
led
lead
off.
off by James.
He went a best time, his first best time in 9 years in the 200 free, leading off
Whoa.
the 145.04, I think, and he was just 145.09 there.
Good for him.
Carson was a one. I want to see what Carson pops. Carson was a 143 in Doha. We need him to pop off here.
is he in right now? I can't see.
He is in right now.
You see, he went second.
Ooh, my heart rate here.
Wow, Australia's having a great leg.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in for them?
That's a good question. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can pull this up. If you know in the comments, let us know who's in for Australia right now.
Who's in the water?
Carson's making a move.
Come on,
Foster's making a move.
Flynn Southam is in for Australia. Flynn Southam. He's 18 or 19. Young up and coming star. Britain's making a move as well. That's Tom Dean for Great Britain.
Oh.
The Olympic champion from Tokyo in the 200 freestyle.
So Foster brought him to second.
Are we in second?
Drew Keebler just went in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kibler.
Keebler's
not an elf.
He's an elf. It's Keebler.
Now that's always going to be in my head. Darn
This is all you
it.
know. I was like, this guy's going to end up being a movie star.
Yeah, totally.
He really is, isn't he? Totally. He's going to be a movie star for sure.
Matt Richards is in for the Great Britain, and he's starting to pull away a little.
Wellington for Australia. Thank you, Daniel. So Winnington, that's a good last name.
That is a good last name.
Ooh. Someone asked me much earlier in the comments, at the beginning of the meet after day one, I had said that there will be world records in this pool, even though everyone thought it was slow. And they asked if I still maintained that thought. I say yes, because I think we're going to see one right here, even though they're 3 seconds ahead of world record pace right now.
Oh, was there ahead of it?
They're like behind 3 seconds. Behind.
Oh, I was like, wait.
Right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Kibler is gaining ground on Richards going into
the
leg.
Go.
So it's coming down to Duncan Scott and Kieran Smith on the anchor legs for Britain and Australia. I'm sorry, Britain and the United States, who have asserted themselves solidly in the top 2 spots.
Ooh. That was Kieran's 400.
He didn't make the final.
He didn't make the final. Yeah, it's like on one. Yeah, it's.
That's day one.
You don't know yet.
So it's Duncan Scott, Kieran Smith. Australia's anchor is Tommy Neal.
But you know what? For an anchor on a 4x2, I want a guy who can swim the 400-meter free. I want somebody who can turn this thing on in that last 75 meters.
Yep. Oh my.
Duncan Scott is really riding the other end of that lane. He doesn't want to give Kieran any kind of advantage or wave to ride. Kieran is also hugging his right side of the lane. Ooh.
Oh jeez.
Britain is 1 second ahead of world record pace.
What?
Yeah, no,
Sorry, behind. Like, what? They're not gonna break a world
You're not
record.
gonna break it. So now your prediction is still incorrect.
Still incorrect. You know what? Duncan
Kieran,
Scott
look-
is pulling
look-
away though.
But look at Kieran. Kieran's staring down. Okay, we got a silver.
Okay.
He's staring down, fighting, knowing he's like, if he doesn't get his
Nathan and
hand
I,
on
we
the
still have
wall,
another 100 here.
it'll be bronze. Okay, who's got it? He's got it. We're locked in here.
We are.
We're looking very
That's
good
good
for
to hear.
silver.
I know, Nathan. That's how I feel. Like I'm glad
Yeah,
I'm glad they're telling us the future right now. Oh no.
Duncan Scott is in there for gold. U.S. silver, Australia bronze.
Maybe yeah, dude.
I'm happy. I'm happy for the UK. Look, you know,
Is that their first gold?
Of this meet, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible that those same 4 guys won gold 3 years ago in Tokyo
Oh, wow.
for Britain.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's a cool stat.
Yeah.
How do we
I mean,
look? Do we look happy? Do we look sad? What do we look like? They haven't showed us yet.
We look in pain. Drew Kibler looks
Tired.
pained. I think the U.S. doesn't look exceedingly stoked. I think they want a gold.
Mhm.
do you have
Which-
splits?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. 145.0, 45.2, 45.1, 43.9. That's Britain. So
No.
Duncan Scott was 43.9.
Okay. Gotcha.
The U.S. 45.5, 45.3, 45.1, 44.8.
Oh,
It's a great anchor for Kieran.
So
Yeah, nice stuff, yeah.
So what was it? What was the anchor?
44.8.
So, but we had. Here's the thing. So Foster was a 143.8 at Doha, right?
Yep.
And-
43.99.
And he was. So it was his second slower here.
I don't know if anyone went their fastest split in this entire
Ugh.
field.
that's so crazy to me. Like this is where you do that. Right here, you do your best here.
It's a slow pool.
I was just gonna
I
say,
think
right here,
it's-
slow
I think
pool,
it's
one more
documented
time.
now.
Mm.
What Mel say it? What do you want?
No,
what do you want?
I'm happy for UK. I like this guy's. You know, just from SwimSwam business standpoint.
Yeah.
You like the Australians and the British swimmers are great in terms of like the way they interface with us. We like working with them. They're
Oh, good.
they're great professionals.
Oh, that's awesome.
But as a Team USA athlete,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the math, going, where does the math in this? Where do we come up short?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's emotional.
It is. It is. All right, just sounding now.
Wow. I mean, there were a lot of teams that did not have great swims. Like, honestly, I think the best team performance in that heat was France, who got 5th.
Really?
I think every other team did not do their best in terms of like historical swims. So, you know, like even Britain, they've been a full second faster than that.
They're just ignoring sports science for the sake of college.
Yeah, I think
But-
see, guy, that's a fair observation. I'm not sure I would necessarily agree though. Was that sports science? Was it specific to like highly like trained swimmers, or was it maybe like that data and that information taken from maybe a different sport in a not as trained population. And I'm not saying that you're 100% wrong, but this typically the timing of trials is guided by like a group of coaches and USA Swimming people that do generally know what they're talking about, and have done it before.
Good point.
It's a fair point. But that's day 4 finals, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for
That
having
is day 4 finals. That was super fun. Thank you
us.
guys. I mean,
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us.
man,
Thanks for
it's so
popping
fun
in,
geeking
Nathan.
out with you guys, talking a little bit of swimming. I loved it. Loved every second. So thank you for inviting me, and looking forward to seeing y'all's coverage for the rest of the meet.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks for
Nathan, it was
popping
so
in,
much fun.
everyone.